All right, we are live. Let's see if I can be able to get something else. What's good, everybody? It is draft day. Let me change something real quick. Gotta change a few things up. Yeah, man, it is draft day. It is draft day, man. We've been waiting for so long. It seems like we've been studying and been watching so much film for the last 4 months. It's time to get things rolling. All right. Let me hook this up real quick. Hey, shout out to Axon Jackson. What's good, bro? What's good, man? Hey, you know we back in the building. You already know what it is. The time is now. There are no excuses for Cowboys Nation. Hey, you see, I got my dog chain. You know what I'm saying? That's in my profile pic, baby. Hey, we got to bring the dogs out. It is very important. You have to build. There's so much talent from the first round, second round, all throughout this draft. The wide receiver position, the running back position, this team can go out there and get better. We know that we need a wide receiver number 2. So the guys are there. I mean, you got the Luther Burdens, you got the Emeka Egbuka, T-Mac, hopefully he's there. I'm hearing a lot of people talking about that he might end up going earlier, but we will see. Get a guy to complement CeeDee Lamb, and I think it's just going to make things that much more easier for Dak Prescott. So I'm super excited. Man, it's big time. Hey, shout out to Stu Pot. What's good? What's good? Let me send this link real quick, man. I wanted to tap in here at least for like 15 or 20 minutes. I had to come in here and say what's up to you guys. I got to get my daughter. But hey, you know, I'm getting the brews ready. I'm getting everything going on over on this side. So it's going to be a turn-up for sure. All right, let me see if I can send this link, man, just in case you guys want to tap in. Should have did it earlier. Let me see. Hopefully it works because this joint's been acting real funny. Hey, shout out to my man Dak Owns Filthy. What's good, bro? Shout out to you. Let me see if I got my air on, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all heard that. You said, my man said, shout out to Darlene. What's going on, Darlene? All right. He said, we're going to get number for the wide receiver. I think he was even better that the receiver from Texas, number 2. Yeah, hey, look, I would love to get the receiver from Texas. Very, very good player. He does run a 4.29. I don't see that 4.29 speed as the play speed, but taking the top off the defense is not just about speed, the route running and what he can be able to do to open up things for this offense. Good player on and off the field, coming from Houston. I really love that player. And I think that, you know, if you're picking a player at 12, you want to go find a difference maker at the end of the day, regardless of whatever position it is. We know that this team needs offensive line, defensive line, the wide receiver position, the running back position, but go out there and get the best player. I cannot stress it enough. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. Shout out to Tay Cowboys. What's going on, Tay? Hey, I ain't seen you in a minute. What's good? What's good? JC, what's up, fam? Chat. Hey, here we go. You already know what it is. It's going to be special to see what happens in this draft. I know a lot of people have been talking about the Tyler Bookers of the world and a lot of these players. I do like a player like Tyler Booker, but not at 12. That's just my opinion. I think that he's a gap scheme type of guard, but moving laterally, I have my questions about that, so I'm not sure which direction we're going to go as far as that guard position, but he's a good player. But if we trade back, I would want to go pick him up around, 18, 20, somewhere around there. But we'll see what happens with that. If we were to go offensive line, I think that Josh Simmons, what he could be able to do, I mean, this dude is outright special. Hopefully everything checks off with the medicals, because I think with his skill set, the ceiling for him is a Tyron Smith, in my opinion, from what I've seen on film. So it's going to be exciting to see how it all plays out as far as that offensive line. But it all starts up front. We got to remember that. We cannot get caught up into the sexy picks and stuff like that. They got to get it right, because it's so funny. Once we get down to December, we get to January, a lot of people start asking questions. They're like, JC or J Tuck, anybody, any content creators, do you think we're going to be able to run the ball? And that's when that offensive line comes intact. Like, if you don't have that offensive line right, then you're going to have issues. So at the end of the day, we understand that these coaches, they're going to have to eventually coach. That's what it is. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think that you know, you go out there and you pick the best player, an impact player, and hey, you gotta make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to my man Splendor. What's good, dog? What's good? I definitely had to tap in here, bro. You already know what it is. It's exciting though, man, because you know you're looking at the top of the draft. Where would Travis Hunter go? Where would guys like Abdul Carter go? It's so funny when you see the Cleveland Browns, if they decide to go Travis Hunter, they don't even have a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Their wide receiver position, the offensive line, they are all screwed up over there. If you pick up a player like him, I just don't think that it's going to be a good idea. They need to trade back, find their quarterback. I do not think, what's the dude's name? Kenny Pickett. I do not think that he's one of them ones. So go get your starting quarterback. But sometimes, you know, when you're picking that close in the draft, all the way up to the top, you got to go out there and get that big time dog. So we'll see what happens. I said, JC, I'm ready, man. It's that time. I got drinks, bro. I got drinks. I got everything going on, man. So the first round, the second round is so much talent within the running back position. These running backs are so stacked, from Amarion Hampton. Not sure where he's going to go, but I don't see us picking him. If we trade back, possibly, but I like what he can be able to do. But when you're looking at a player like him, second round, end of first round, beginning the second round on my board, because I think that running back position is so much talent there. Travion Henderson, one of my boys, because you know I'm from the DMV area, and he was hearing that, you know, the Commanders, they might try to strike him. So look out for him going in the first round. But this whole running back class is loaded. We don't have to go out our way and go the first round. You can go offensive line if you want to, if you find that big time player. But like I said, you got to find a difference maker. But, you know, wide receiver 2 is what everybody want. You know what I mean? So you already know how that go. All right, let's see, man. But yeah, man, it's so good to come in here, man, and just talk ball with you guys. It's been a minute. We got a lot of more film to be coming from the drafted players, undrafted players. Hopefully you guys checked out my Joe Milton video. That joint was fireworks. They almost did like 15,000, 14,000 views. So you guys make sure y'all tap into that, man, because, hey, at this point now, you do not want to make any player on the Dallas Cowboys comfortable. And usually when you do that, you can bring the best out of these players. So if that offensive lineman is there in the second round, or the defensive lineman is there in the second round, or these corners, just go get that player, and it's just going to bring the best out of all of the second string guys, the Ron Blands of the world. If you go to cornerback position, it's really going to be interesting to see what they're going to do as far as that cornerback. Amos is one of my favorite cornerbacks that's coming out of the second round. So if you're talking Amos, Ravel, Morrison, any of those guys, I think that, you know, they're good enough for us to be able to scoop in the second round, as well as, you know, a couple of the linebackers and Schlesinger. You know what I mean? So y'all know I did that video on Schlesinger, so he was a big time player. Let me see if I can tap in to my let me see if I can tap into like Facebook. Hold on, I ain't been on here. But yeah, man, shout out to y'all though, man. You already know, man, we're gonna be drinking. I got some brews. I ain't gonna be doing too much, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably gonna keep it easy, you know what I'm saying? He said, much love, brother. I just subscribed. I appreciate you, bro. We do a lot of good work over here. I don't go live too often, but, you know, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna tap in, you know what I mean? We got a lot of work to do. Definitely, I got a lot of work to do. But yeah, thank you so much, bro. But yeah, man, it's gonna be good to see what happens, man. Like, you know, with guys like Golden, he's definitely one of my favorite players. And I think, you know, when, you know, you pairing him with a guy like CeeDee Lamb, it's just going to bring the best out of him. When you have speed, guys that can be able to take the top off the defense, to lighten up the box and doing things like that, you get a good running game. I think it's going to be a positive domino effect if that player is there. So we'll see. But not only him, Egbuka, he's another one of those guys that's great on and off the field. And what's so interesting about this guy is he was playing with so much talent over here at Ohio State. He was playing that Robin to Batman, where they had Garrett Wilson over there. Then they got the boy, I forgot the guy's name. I think Jeremiah. I can't remember the guy that's playing there now, but it's been some big time studs, Jackson Smith and Jigba. So that dude right there is truly battle tested. And when you see a player that you see that's good on and off the field, you can run good routes. You're a tough player. You're taking that next step in big time games. That's what we need. So I think that with guys like Egbuka, if T-Mac is gone, I'm not sure who they have higher as far as Golden and Egbuka, but both of those guys, even Burden, like it has to be a dog. You have to bring in a dog at that wide receiver position because CD needs it, man. And I think that, if you do that, you're looking at CD being a player that can get 1,500 yards, 1,600 yards. He is that good, but usually when you do have that wide receiver, man, it's just going to open things up. Jalen Tolbert, not saying that he's a bad player, but he does not have that dog mentality that we want out of our player. You got to have that dog mentality, guys that can go out there and make a difference when it matters most. So it's going to be big, young. You already know, man. Y'all know I'm big on dogs, man. Y'all already know. All right. But yeah, man, it's so exciting. Everybody is live. I had to tap in. I wasn't even tripping. I'm like, look, if my people's going to come in, if y'all catch it, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. But I really, really appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? All right. Hey, shout out to my man Hoodlum. What's good, bro? What's good with you, bro? All right, my man said I kind of feel anticipation because we have amazing good names. We can draft at 12, but I'm excited plus confident. Yeah, big time, bro. That's why I say, like, keep a lookout for names like Walter Nolan. I know a lot of people don't want to hear things like that, but being a former, I think he was a 5-star recruit, he put in a lot of work coming out. And usually with these defensive tackles and these defensive ends, don't get so caught up into how many sacks they had or, the production and things like that. When you get around the coaches in the NFL, sometimes they can end up bringing the best out of you. So we'll see what happens. But when you're thinking about Mykel Williams and being able to stop the run, I think that with his ability, what he can be able to do with Micah Parsons, stopping the run and just being that dog on the opposite side of the field of Micah, it's just going to be fireworks. So I'm pretty much open for any player because we've lost so much. Not any player, but at the same time, you got to go out there and find a difference maker. But if it's the offensive line, defensive line, I put it in my mind that like it might not be a wide receiver. It could be a corner, it could be a defensive end, but as long as it can be able to allow us to take that next step, I think that will be fine. All right. But yeah, man, I sent that link. So if y'all want to tap in with me, if anybody want to tap in real quick, hopefully y'all see it. I don't know if y'all see it or not. All right. You said JC is going to be a trade back for a third. They pick up Egbuka. Hey, I hope so, bro. I hope so, but it's going to come down to the Broncos. I think it is the Arizona Cardinals or Seattle at 18 or something like that. I don't want to have a situation where we're going 2 back, you know what I mean? So if we can be able to strike a Egbuka, keep in mind that if we do go back, we could end up picking up a guy like Booker. I like Booker's physicality. I have questions about what he can be able to do laterally. But like I said earlier in this stream, he's one of those gap scheme type of guards. Very, very aggressive, but with Clayton Adams and the offensive line, not only do they want you to be aggressive running that gap scheme, but they want you to be pulling as well. So he's going to be on the move. So I'm not sure how they really feel about him, but Gray Zabel is another guy that we should all keep our eyes on. Not saying that 12, but in the trade back situation, that guy has a lot of production on the offensive line. I think he's played center, guard, and left tackle. So it's good to be able to have that kind of player on the offensive line that has an understanding of what everybody's doing. So that is a very productive player as well. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens with that. You know what I'm saying, with them on the offensive line. But you always can go offensive line in the third round, fourth round with the Luke Condras of the world. There are a couple of centers if you decide to end up putting Cooper Beebe at that right guard position. So it's a lot of things that we can be able to do, but man, it's going to be fireworks for sure. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard much about my guy Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama, and that shoulder injury. He was definitely one of my favorite players coming out that I've seen on film. Another one of those leaders. He's a dog. If he's available in that second round, I think it's going to be hard for us to pass on him, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard. All right. But yeah, man, it's going to be good, though. Shout out to Trey Williams. What's up, Trey? What's good with you, man? Shout out to you. Yeah, man, but my boy was telling me that with the Jaguars, they're talking about picking up Ashton Genty and they trading up and trading back. It's a lot of movement that's going on, but I think with this draft, it's going to start at that New England spot. That's where it is right there. I think that first pick, we all know is going to be quarterback with Ward. With Cleveland Browns, They can go Travis Hunter if they want to, but that's not going to allow them to be able to take that next step and get into position. But when you see a talent like Travis Hunter, good on offense, good on defense. I mean, this guy's one of the most versatile players that I've seen on film. It's hard to pass on that. The Giants, I know they probably going to end up going Abdul Carter, even though I think it should be a Shedeur Sanders. That's up to them. But as far as this draft, I think it's going to start at number 4 with New England. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see where they go. Hopefully it's a tackle. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's a tackle. All right. Yeah, man. Who we got in here, though, man? What's good, y'all? What is good? What is good? I sent the link. I guess y'all don't want to tap in. It is what it is. All right. Hey, what's up, CJ? What's up, CG? What's good with you, man? He said, good to see you live, JC. Go Cowboys. Ted McMillan or Matthew Golden. I would love for us to get Travion Henderson, second round at 44. Yeah, bro. Big time. Big time. It's crazy with Ted McMillan. I'm actually working on a film session right now of him. So if we end up getting him, bro, that thing about to drop heavy. So I got to finish that up. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can get my man in here. Hey, what's good, Jay Villa? What's good with you, man? Shout out to you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, bro? Yo. Can you hear me, bro? Oh, yeah, he probably tapped out. Yeah, come back, bro. Hold on, y'all. What's good, Jazz? What's good? I'm live. Yeah, I'm live. Yeah. Yeah, what's good? Yeah, you about to get Melina? Yeah, I think so. I'm about to tap in though, because we live right now. I got 33 in here. Yeah. All right, Jazz. See. All right, let me see. MJ, what's good, MJ?
What's up, family?
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling, brother?
I'm just. I had to jump on real quick. I'm working right now.
Yeah, it's all
but
good. Yeah, hey, it's good to see you, man. What's good with you?
Hey, give me 1 second.
Yeah. All right, let me see if I can get my boy. Let me see. Okay, my man Jay Villa, he got up out of there. I don't know. I think your connection was messed up, Jay. I don't know. Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
What's good though, man?
So,
what's good with you?
Just jump on real quick. Just get quick before I start work. I say I'd rather draft back, get the most complete receiver, Ibuka, and then this is how the draft go down for me. We drop, we fade back. Wait, let me tell you something. Check this out. Go to Pittsburgh, want to trade that receiver that everybody hate.
Man, hey, that's
look. I know. Look. We trade back. They gonna give us that receiver because they're trying to get rid of them. They want the 12. They gonna give us the 21 and they 4th pick and their receiver. Yeah. And we trade back. Then we get Ibuka still, and then we dropped the D tackle from Ohio State and Henderson. And now you got would that be dangerous? Oh my God.
Yeah, man. I do like the defensive tackle from Ohio State. Like that whole team is stacked, bro. That's why it's like when you're going to go get dogs and when you want to go get difference makers, you got to pay attention to the schools, bro. Like Texas, Ohio State, teams that's playing in the biggest games and going out there and turning up. Ed Buka, Travion Henderson, even Quinshawn Judkins. I'm surprised you didn't mention him. They have.
I know either one. Yeah,
of players. Even the left tackle, my man Josh Simmons. I know he's hurt and he might not go to Dallas, but that guy right there, his ceiling is Tyron Smith. That is his ceiling from what I seen on film. Cleanest tape. He is injured, so he might not go to Dallas. But as far as Ohio State, what they have been bringing in, man, you have to start. Come on, man, they got to get on top of it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You gonna be open. You gonna be live out there. Your link gonna stay open, right?
Yeah, big time, man. You already know. I'll probably go live later on. I gotta make a couple moves, but you know what I'm saying. Definitely wanted to tap in. I appreciate you for tapping in, though.
All right, fam. I'm gonna come back.
All right, brother. See you.
Yo.
All right.
Hey, JC, now I can hear y'all. Can you hear me?
Hey, what's good, Brody? What's going on, man?
I had to come in, big dog. I didn't want to leave you hanging. I thought Marvin wasn't gonna come in, but Marvin was tuning in like always.
I know, right? I know how it be, man. I ain't been live, so you know how some people, you know how it go. I don't go live. I just send a link. So if anybody want to tap in, you already know what it is. What's up with you though?
I'm working, big dog. I'm usually working every time you're live, but I just wanted to catch you in on the beautiful life over here where I'm at.
Hey, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up, bro. You got a nice little view over there. Hold on, so
Yes, sir.
you in Texas, right?
Yes, sir. I'm on the bottom tip of Texas, over here in South Padre Island.
Man, that's what's up, bro. So as far as this draft, bro, like what direction do you want to go? Do you want to go with the wide receiver too, or are you looking at that offensive line? I know it's been a lot of back and forth.
JC, the thing is with me, I'm young. I didn't see any of the Super Bowls, but I'm a business person as well too. You know, I got my own business, so I gotta see the eyes. I gotta see this organization and everything the way Jerry does, because Jerry's still here. If he wasn't here, it would be a different story. But everyone can't forget the fact that Jerry's still here. Knowing that, I believe it might be another trade back like last year. If they don't have the guy that they want exactly, you know, like I believe what was last year? It was the Graham Barton or one of the guys that they wanted.
Graham Barton.
He slipped, so they were able to, okay, let's trade back, you know, and see if he's gonna stay. And I think he ended up going the pick before or something like that. But that's a business scheme. That's a business deal right there. They're willing to see what they're going to get out of the outcome of what they did, you know, their action. So I believe if they don't have the right guy, you know, Ted's not there, Genty's not there, a guy that's going to be a game changer, they're going to go back, get another third, and probably get Ibuka or get someone that's going to come in and actually do something. Not someone that's just going to sit there and be another Tolbert. No offense to Tolbert, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. So let me get your thoughts on Matthew Golden. I'm trying to see if I can find my film session right now. I don't know if I can find it though. Hold on, let me see.
See, the thing with Golden, a lot of people fall for the test that he hit. You know, not everyone's good at tests, JC. You know, you can be the all around, you know, the greatest person in math, but when it comes up to testing, you know, you might be that person that just gets a little shy and little butterflies, and you know, always does mid. It doesn't do great, you know, but at least passes. You get me? Mm-hmm. So, in a race like that, man, it can be anything, bro. It can, you know, it can be his energy of, you know, getting enough rest, didn't get anything like that, or Bond, you know, the whole situation between him and Bond on why Golden got higher than him. Maybe Bond's more like me. I was never a fast runner in the 40-yard dashes and all that. I believe the fastest I got was like what, 5 something. You know, I was a lineman. I was a center. So you know, I was tall and big. So don't get me wrong on the slowness.
Hey, my man.
But when it came up to, what was that?
You said a 5 something. I said, damn, bro. Damn.
Yes, sir. No, but hey, JC. But when it came up to kickoff, when we would do kickoff, I was one of the outside guys. And I would always beat the corners, beat all the corners and the receivers that were out there trying to be on kickoff. I was faster than them. Why? Because I had adrenaline speed. I was able to turn it up when it needed to be, not when it was just, you know, I don't know why I was never good at those tests like that. But when it came up to the time where you needed me there, you know, the game time moment, you know, I didn't bog down on that. You know, I actually got a hit and picked up for a fumble, but my ass was so sweaty, excuse my language, that I dropped the ball at the end zone, JC, and they called it off. Oh, man, I would have had a what do they call it? A pickup for a touchdown?
Yeah. I got you, dog. Yeah, man. That's why look, it's so great to be able to talk with you and talk to everybody, because you know we've balled before. We've been through it all when it comes down to the trenches. That's why I say, like, this team is going to have to keep pushing, bro. Like, you're going to have to keep pushing. That's why I was talking about that running back position. I don't think that they have to hop out there and go early on in the draft. And I mean, we know how special Ashton Genty can be, but just like my boy Travis O'Shea, I think, shout out to you, Trav. I think he's not big on a Marion Hampton, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Because you do have the Quinshawn Judkins. I'm one of the guys that believe in, if you got that offensive line right, we can go down a laundry list of 4th rounders, the Kyron Williams of the world. Austin Eckler was a player that didn't even get drafted. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all remember when Alfred Morris played for the Washington Redskins in that first year? Like, dude, that dude, he ran like a 4.6, 4.7. Wasn't the fastest guy, but he had the vision and he was a problem. So that offensive line matters. I'm not saying that we have to hop out there and go the first round, but sometime throughout this draft, bro, that offensive line is something that I think that we have to address. You know what I'm saying?
It is, JC. I wanted to give this explanation a while back to one of y'all, and I believe you're probably gonna be the one. Me, JC, I built docks for a living. You know, I built elevated decks. I built structures that require pilings. You know, require something big in order for it to hold it up, to hold the whole mainframe of the building or the deck.
Right.
The main ones you want to use on the water that you use for the bridges, like the one I just showed you, those are concrete pilings. Those are the best of the best right there. You know, they make now is the future stuff. You know, those they make eco pilings. You know, that are plastic, that don't deteriorate with anything. You know, nothing, no salt, anything can deteriorate it. So that's the next best thing. But speaking of those two things, if you don't have the proper pillars to hold up that bridge or that building, it's always gonna fall. Those pillars they're only gonna last a certain amount of time. So those concrete pilings, just putting those perspective.
Look at you using analogies.
What was that?
I said, look at you using analogies and stuff.
So, that's the only way I can explain it. You know, I'm not the best football mind, but I can compare it to something where y'all gonna, you know, where you're gonna be able to make sense of it. So,
well, those
in order for you to go for it.
So you said the pillars. So you said that's what holds the whole deck, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah. It's like a bridge. You know, the main pilings that go into the water that hold up the bridge, all concrete. Concrete.
That reminds me of the offensive line, bro. Oh no, I think he froze. Man. He froze. Yeah, you froze.
My bad.
I don't know if you good.
Am I good? I hear you. I cut off or what?
Yeah, I think it should be straight. I think it's straight. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Because look, anytime you get to a good solid bridge that's legit, you know, not one of those wooden bridges, one of those small little channel bridges, you know, an actual legit bridge, it's concrete. Mm-hmm. Those concrete pilings are meant to hold it all, JC. I mean, they are meant to hold it. And that right there is in reference to a true offensive lineman, like everybody wants, like Zach Martin, Tyler Smith, Larry Allen, and so forth, all of them. When you have one of those linemen, JC, and you have multiple of them, they're able to hold up the whole bridge. If you have one of those linemen that's a wooden piling and it rots away, that doesn't have enough structural integrity to it, it's within a year or two that piling's gone, JC. It's not going to last in this bay, in the salt bay. Yeah. So that analogy right there, I see it as the lineman. If you got a lineman that's not going to last, you know, not going to hold up, you know, as one of them concrete pilings, within a few years, you're going to see him downhill and he's going to get traded out and he's not going to be the solid one that we need. So I get that point with everybody on the lineman part. I would love it. Trust me. Yeah. We've been at it so long, JC. How many? 10 years of picking linemen?
Yeah. Nah, I feel you on that, man. But you know, I'm kind of, I have to keep it even Steven when it comes down to all of this by a lot of the film that I look at from the offensive line, defensive. I mean, bro, that's all I do on my channel. You know what I'm saying? I have a strong passion for it. So I got to keep an open mind at every single position. You know, that offensive line, just like you said, it's that staple. It's everything. And it's only going to be able, because when I first started this stream, I mentioned like a lot of people asking content creators, like, we're going to playoff games, like, JC, are we going to be able to run the ball? Are we going to be able to protect Dak Prescott? They asking me these questions, but I'm like, hey, look, if the offensive line is right, we're fine. But look, when you go up against Philadelphia Eagles, when you're going up against the Detroit Lions, you got to make sure that offensive line is right. So that's just what it is with me.
Yes, sir.
I feel as though that
those right there, they're like storms.
They can be fine, bro. I don't have a problem with going wide receiver number 2. I know we need to go get that difference maker, but we got to make sure that the trenches is right, because we know if we're going to take that next step against Detroit, Philadelphia Eagles, we know what comes with that when we're playing against them. So I just want to make sure everything's all gravy. But hey, I appreciate you though, bro. You already know, man. Thank you so much for tapping in with me, bro.
Yes, sir, JC. I'm about to say I got to get back to work. My dad's over here waiting for me in the back. I just pulled up. So I'll let you go, but I just wanted to tune in.
Hey, go Cowboys, man. We're gonna tap in soon, bro.
Yes, sir. Salute. How about them
Yep.
Cowboys, baby? Have a good one, JC.
Peace. All right, let me see. Yeah, man. Yeah, this was amazing, man. This was amazing. I definitely want to come in here for a good 30. All right, my man said we draft well in the first round for the most part over the years, but in totality, we have not drafted well in all 7 rounds. We need to hit in this draft and draft well. Yeah, man, because the thing is, like, when you're looking at draft, you're not going to be able to hit on every single player. Sometimes it can be 3 or 4 difference makers that you can find in the draft. It's not easy, bro, but the history of the Dallas Cowboys, they have been picking up a lot of big-time players from the draft, undrafted free agency. So we'll see. But this team losing so much throughout this season, throughout last season, all of these players, the hurt players, going into this year where free agency losing players from offense, defense, special teams, contributors. I mean, the list goes on the positions that you can be able to go in this draft. So it's going to be good to see how it all plays out. But I think that the position that Dallas is in right now, being at that 12th spot, they can't mess this up. If they stay there at 12, you can have the Goldens of the world that could possibly be there, the T-Max that could possibly be there, or you can trade back and you'll see players like Luther Burden. He's another one of those guys. I know people have had questions about, I guess his, I don't know if it was the leadership. I don't think he's a bad player off the field, but the leadership and stuff like that, the energy on the field. But sometimes when you know a dog and you know a guy that can really make a difference, you got to go out there and get these guys. And that's one thing I know about Dallas and their organization. Even if you do, sometimes you might have a player with a trouble pass. Being around this organization and this type of culture, I think that they'll be fine. But with a guy like Luther Burden, he's one of my favorites. So I'm on that. You know what I'm saying? You already know. I had a video for him too. So if he does end up going to Dallas, I definitely will drop that on the Cowboys channel. That's gonna be a good one. All right. My man said, JC, you're absolutely right. We drafted DeMarco Murray in the 3rd round. He played very well for us. Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. That's why I was mentioning guys like Alfred Morris. I was mentioning guys like Austin Eckler, who was undrafted. Even Marion Barber, rest in peace to him, being a 4th round running back. You don't always have to go get the top guy at the running back position. We know what Ashton Genty can be able to do, but I also know what Martinez could be able to do. Guys like Bayshaw Tootin can do on film. It's just about putting them in the right situation. And when you do have guys like Dak Prescott that can be able to just drive that bus and be in control of everything, it's just going to bring a better player out of a lot of these guys. Bayshard Smith. I mean, it's Bashard Smith. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of guys. All right, my man. Hey, shout out to Iceberg. What's up, Iceberg? Shout out to the 30 people we got in here, man. You already know 23 to 30, man. You already know, man. It's going back and forth, but you already know what it is. He said JC Ted McMillan will be there. I hope so. We'll see what happens with the Raiders. Got to pay attention to the Raiders right there. If Ashton Genty is gone at 5 with the Jaguars, we don't know what they're going to do. There's a possibility that the Raiders might target a Tet, and the Saints too. Yeah, so if he can get past the Saints and the Raiders, will be fine. But the Raiders might end up going corner. They have lost so much. So keep an eye on guys like Will Johnson. I know he did not work out, but when you turn on the film, you see the difference that guy made. I mean, that dude is a big-time player. I don't know how fast he is, but speed ain't everything, man. You got to have that IQ. You got to have good positioning and have an understanding of what they're doing on offense. So I think that Will Johnson can be something, even Barron as well. So with the Raiders, keep an eye on, those guys going corner over there. You know what I'm saying? With the 6th pick. All right. Hey, shout out to Jazz. What's good, Jazz? Hey, Jazz, I'm about to wrap this up. I had to give me some brews. You already know, man. I got finished doing this tech film session. A little bit more editing I got to do, and I'll probably go live later on just to see what's up with you guys. I need to get y'all thoughts on these picks, man. But this is an opportunity for this team to go out there and get big-time players. Throughout this free agency, I'm not trying to throw salt at any of the players that we picked up, but I don't see those guys as difference makers. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I played football all my life, bro. I think that they could be something. The Kenneth Murrays of the world, Sanborn, Elam. It's a lot of guys that we got. but they're going to have to go out there and prove it. But this is the point right here. Pick 12, pick 44, the third round, go find a big-time player and guys that can be able to build with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, what's y'all thoughts on Tyler Warren if he was available at 12? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if some of y'all would want Tyler Warren. It's crazy with him. He's a really, really athletic player. It's kind of hard for me because I look at talent like that and I'm like, hey, go find the best player. Same thing with Mason Graham. All right. Shout out to my man CG. He said, JC, outside of Ashton Genty, who is your favorite best fit running back for us? Shoot, I think that Quinshon Judkins is one of the guys that I really, really appreciate. Let me see if I can. I've been trying to find this video file. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know why it's not working. I be doing so much stuff with this editing and stuff. I don't know where it's at. That is such a blower. But yeah, I think that Quinshon Judkins, what he can be able to do in between the tackles, he can catch out of the perimeter, big time player. And I was saying on my last stream, what's so special about this guy, not only was he productive at Ohio State when he transferred with Travion Henderson, but he was getting busy in the SEC at Ole Miss. So you got to look at little things like that. With his stats throughout his whole entire career, he has been the most productive running back out of everybody. He had the best career, the yardage, running for over 1,000 yards. He has shown he can catch the ball, block, and then the cherry on top, going to Ohio State and winning a championship. So when you see a player like that in the second round, you go get that guy. I think that at 44, it's going to be possibly Hampton. Caleb Johnson could be around there, but I think, guys like Quinshon Judkins, he's personally one of my favorite. You know what I'm saying? They said I like Tyler Warren. Yeah, me too, bro. I like Tyler Warren, but it's going to be hard for me because somebody special is going to be there at pick 12. It could end up being Matthew Golden, Mason Graham. Depends on what happens with the Jaguars. You never know because scheme fit matters. I think that he's a 3 technique. He's one of those players that can really make a difference. Osa Odigizua, he plays that 3 technique. So if he was on the team, they probably will be splitting up time. But you can use him in a lot of different positions on a defensive line. That guy, man, you just, give it a go. That dude's gonna go out there and penetrate and make a difference. You know what I mean? And usually when you do that, it brings the best out of Micah Parsons, all of the linebackers. Those guys can be able to roam. But Mason Graham doesn't stop you from going out there and go picking up a 1 technique or anybody, a guy that can be able to be that space eater and plugging in and stopping the run. So we definitely need that. Possibly, the third round, the fourth round, I'll be looking at, a few of those defensive tackles just to, keep going at the trenches, even though, you want your skilled players at the wide receiver position, the cornerback position, but those trenches matter because you know who we're going to have to face once we get down to the get down. The Detroits of the world, the Philadelphia Eagles of the world. So both sides of that the offensive line and defensive line, both sides of the trenches got to be right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, hey, I appreciate y'all. Hey, thank y'all so much for tapping in. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Remember, make sure y'all hit that notification bell. We got a lot of film sessions to come. Y'all already know, top-notch quality, the best on YouTube. That's just what it is. You already know. And half of it is because of the love that I have for you guys. I take my time when it comes down to these film sessions just to give y'all this in the best quality. So drafted players, undrafted players, we're going to hit this thing hard all summer, all spring. It's going to be fireworks. So, hey, it's going to be good, man. So this is pretty much football Christmas for us. You know what I'm saying? We got the dog chains on. You already know what it is, man. I appreciate y'all. He said, you're always fine. Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. So we'll probably go live after the pick. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably be screaming, you know what I'm saying, for the good and for the bad. But I appreciate y'all so much, man. We about to finish this editing. And I'll talk to y'all soon.